What's up? Chicken butt. No. Got home safely. For most part, it was a nice drive. After that person had tried contacting me there on Twitter by requesting to follow and all that shit, I had contacted her and let her know clearly whether it's this person, that person, etc. I don't know how many, whatever. Well, I'll show you here in a second, because I told her to leave me alone. And her response was, I never tried to contact you. So I'm going to cut this here, because I'm trying to avoid the whole voice thing. And I'm going to switch over to the screen record just long enough to show you. So there she is, because I had responded to her and through that email that she was telling me about her grandchild. This is how the gaslighting, love bombing, and hoovering starts. They'll contact you to see if, if you're going to be nice enough type thing. And you're being polite and just basically let them know, leave me alone type thing. And that response, right there, whether it's Arnold, Phil, etc., you just became everything you said you were not and everything you said you hated your mom for. Leave me alone. What'd she say right there? I never contacted you. That's all I could say to that. Was literally just send her the screenshots. So I'm gonna cut this again and switch back to the normal camera and so it doesn't mess up the audio on this. See, that's a good example of trying a gaslighting method. It's where you do something and then you say you didn't do it. She did that when she kept threatening to call the police on me when I wasn't doing anything. She lied straight to my father, and so I showed on the video when I recorded her talking to him the screenshots of her threatening the police on me. She'd done that so many fucking times. She says she didn't contact me after trying to follow request me on Instagram on her Bugsy Boo 24 page, which she didn't, was hoping I went and see the Bugsy Boo 80 because that's her other email bullshit. She's been living a double life for a while. I don't trust that woman. I've been moving on in life, just trying to get myself better and healthier and just basically happier, and I've been doing better. It's taken me a lot to get here, but even then, I'm still dealing with a lot of shit, just like anybody else. When you're sitting here in the dark at night, things will bother you. It's a given. The amount of hell that woman put me through the last nearly 5 years and then some, because it was off and on over the years, and as soon as we moved, I got basically isolated to that house. It was nonstop. She loved that house the moment I hated it. If you love it, she'll hate it. If you hate it, she'll love it. That type of thing. And what I just showed you is a tactic that narcissists use. They will try to play stupid, or they try to act innocent, or no matter what, they do this to try and get a reaction out of you, because you're going to be like, no, bullshit. That's why I didn't say anything with that response and just left her the screenshots. I've been fed up with that type of crap for a long time. It's just, what can you do? It's obviously in her nature, and it's just proof upon proof upon proof what kind of fucking person she is. And I hope other people see this and learn from it. she destroyed my life in many ways. She didn't destroy me necessarily, but she did destroy my life. She destroyed every relationship around me. And in fact, I hate to cut this again, but I'm going to cut this again. I'm going to go back to the screen record so I can show you something. Because, I mean, yeah, she set me back to pretty much when I was 20, 21 years old. Back when, yeah, after my first apartment, pretty much around my first place. I was living alone, living on my own. I mean, starting over with nothing. The idea that there has been multiple men involved over the last few years. The idea that her own friends are involved. And I do question the relations of one to her friends. The idea that she brought up OnlyFans herself at one time, brought it up. And like our son, he does that type of shit, and that he gives away his guilt that way. That's how he tells people if he's doing something wrong. He'll just bring it up out of nowhere and try to joke about it. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I wouldn't be surprised if she's got one of those going, or has been working one of those with her two friends. And no, there's a lot of things I question that I don't really want to know the answers to, but the way she's been acting, the fact that she admitted twice to me, and the second time that I was able to record her admitting that there was other people. The fact that she's been lying to me about the same person that was putting a needle in my back, and it was his and his wife's marriage that she helped wreck with him. The fact that she got our oldest child to help cover her ass when she went up there for a touch-up. When I specifically kept saying I don't want her going there, I don't feel comfortable with that, she kept going anyways. It's been one person after another, and it's in common, primarily this tattoo artist that does it to one, he'll do it to another. Just like her, and I told her in the beginning, everything ends where it begins. And everything begins where it ends. Kind of weird how it works that way. It goes in circles, and that's why I'm breaking that cycle. I'm not going to have her keep using me, for one. And two, she came into this trying to fuck around on her marriage. And then she leaves this fucking around on her relationship that I was the only one committed to. I did all the fucking work in this relationship. I gave everything of myself for that. And the one thing that human being did that I can thank her for is she taught me who I don't ever want to be around again. Who I don't ever want to be with. She taught me who my friends were. She taught me who my family was. And with all that being said, yes, I love her. I forgive her. But I leave her completely in God and karma's hands. I very much believe in God and karma. I've not been a perfect angel my whole life. That's a fact. And one thing I have been doing is been working on not just my coping skills with this shit, but how I've been dealing with some of these types of things. Now that I recognize what her tactics are. See, she's trying to keep some sort of line of communication going. And every time she gets cut off, she goes to the next line. And it's getting to the point, in all honesty, I feel like I can't even be home. I can't even be here because I have to worry about her just happening to show up at random on a weekend. I don't trust that woman for nothing. And that's why every time she keeps contacting me, and then she denies it, and then... And I've constantly told her to leave me alone. Goodbye, take care. Trying to be polite about, like, leave me alone. You did some really messed up things. It's like, you're the one who ended it. You spread your legs for all these other people behind my fucking back. And the only reason why I didn't act on anything is because I needed to know that fucking proof before I could say anything. And he admitted it twice. The fact that they are trying to keep two different profiles, not just on Instagram, but also on Facebook and these, and whatever else. It's because she's trying to live two different lives. And she's trying to juggle multiple relationships, whether it's sugar babies that she met through her friend, her two sides of the road friend who brags about doing dope while pregnant and getting away with it. Yeah, I question what else she's been doing. Big old Mickey Mouse eyes, from some of the old previous pictures. I started looking at them at the times that she had left. I know I'm not the only person now either that she sent those pictures to. And the fact that there's one, bright lights, big old dilated eyes. Oh, that's my meds. Yeah, that's kind of odd because none of the other pictures where you take your meds are doing that. In darker light too, and usually your eyes are more dilated under darker light. I would actually show that picture here, but I have a little more respect for that person than they do for themselves or anybody else. How many men has she been dinging around for the last four almost 5 years or more? I think I know why her friend Cliff from Parrot Creek left like he did so erratic, because he knew he did something he should not have done, and it fucked up that relationship between him and whoever he was with then too. And that's why she got upset like an angry girlfriend when he magically left. Thought I was your homegirl. Be surprised how much I remember and paid attention to. She's done this with men and women both. I will never touch somebody who does that. I have more than enough respect for myself than that too. There's a lot of things I'm starting to question now on what kind of dumb shit she got herself into. And I'm not gonna be there for her again. I'm looking forward to this move. I'm looking forward to having a nicer home in a nicer community where people, hopefully, not everybody just sits around and treats everybody like shit. I am looking to move more towards a, I guess you could say, churchy, more religious type community. Something more welcoming. Because I was taught by one of the worst people I've ever known in my fucking life after learning the truth of who they really are. They were also one of my best teachers. They also helped me make a decision that I needed to make I should have and needed to make a long time ago. And that was to leave and say goodbye to not just them, but to everybody they ever fucking lied to. This includes my children. I will speak to them at some point. My younger child, yeah. I do love him. Even though I'm pretty hurt by his part in it. It's just, I'm gonna move on with my life, with what I have left in my life. I'm gonna do my best to make the best of it. And all the way through this, I cannot help but thank God through it all, because he did save my life. I don't know how many times that woman got me to a point I wanted to put a bullet in my head. I don't know how many times that woman got me to the point I was ready to go dangle myself from the rafters in the garage in the middle of winter, because I thought to myself, well, I'll be frozen and she'll come back in a couple months anyways and she can find me here as a present. She had me in some really bad places. Ironically, I do remember the day that things started to click back and I started to really start to try and regain my strength again, to try and fight back. It took me a long time to build it up. A long time. Because for most of it, it was 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. It was getting to the point after I started getting help a couple years ago, and ever since started learning more coping tools, not only learning who I was and why certain things happened, and recognizing that she was taking advantage of my ASD to trigger meltdowns and shutdowns on purpose. And now she's working with people like that are actually probably, some of them from her mouth are a little bit, I don't want to say something that makes it look worse, but that's just where it's going. Some of them are in similar high spectrum, just with a little more difficulties. I'll just put it that way. Others are in lower spectrum. She ran me through and she took advantage of my disability. She not only financially exploited me for all this time to keep a roof over her head, while she lived a life that for most of it she could not afford. And it makes me wonder what she was doing on the side to afford it. Besides these jobs. I've questioned a lot of things anymore. And I can't help but think of what kind of a dirty human being would do those types of things to people who stuck by and loved her no matter what, for all her flaws and imperfections, whatever you want to call them, since freshman year in high school. And what she taught me was that I wasn't just a dumb little freshman kid trying to fit in and thinking with more than one head at the same time. That I got hung up with somebody who was in the beginning starts of their narcissistic, abusive journey through life. And it started with me. I'm pretty sure she's done it to others, but I got the worst of it out of anybody. She has no problems wrecking people's marriages, wrecking their relationships, wrecking their lives, and then she plays the victim. Demonizes the people that she did harm to. She's a dangerous woman. And all I can do is I just pray she get help. Part of me hopes she gets locked up, gets caught for what she's doing, and gets locked up, and gets forced to get some help, because Lord knows she ain't gonna do it on her own. This narcissistic abuse that I've consistently gone through with her, it's not going to end until I move, and at that point, when I do move, I will sever. I'll put it this way, I will have to sever various forms of communication. I'll have to. Yeah, I've been consistently considered doing a name change. I mean, this person, she doesn't just scare the shit out of me. Can't trust her. Don't know how many people she's lied to, how many people she's, diddled and got them pissed at me for some bullshit, lying, using her assets to manipulate people. I have a lot of questions, and like I said, I don't really want to know the answers to them all. I'd rather just not know and just hope I'm just wrong altogether. It's just I don't understand how someone can pull some shit and immediately lie about it and act like, oh, I didn't do that. Really? Like I said, that's how gaslighting begins. Anyways, again, I'm going to cut this before I end this, and I'm going to show you some of this shit, alright? Be right back. Oops. Accidentally dropped the phone for a second there. See, this is called narcissistic baiting right here. Passive aggressive behavior, the silent treatment, blah, 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 which I just been trying to stay away from her. Scaremongering, false accusations, false hope, intrigue, triggering emotional response. See that? Triggering emotional response, using your vulnerabilities and emotional triggers to project, shift, blame, gaslight, invalidate, or manipulate you. This is the kind of person she is. And she's actually a covert narcissist. By contrast, are wolves in sheep's clothing and are the most tricky and perhaps most dangerous sort, so let's focus on them. Covert narcissists are underhanded, deceptive, and act behind the scenes. They pretend to be lovers, givers, altruistic, loyal, and kind. These individuals are projecting to the outside world a calm and patient mirror, but on the inside they are as deeply selfish and narcissistic as overt narcissists. Here's what is called hoovering. If the narcissist believes a possibility remains of brainwashing you back into their make-believe world and you retain some usefulness as supply, hoovering will hit hard. They suck you in by exploiting knowledge they have of you and activating the triggers programmed through their abuse. You can expect love bombing, apologies, and pleas, and or demands that target what you want and fear most. Do not be fooled. Gorgeous one. Not one of their disingenuous words or actions are worthy of you. And like I said, this is what she does. See? Narcissists usually have backup relationships, people on the side that they're also manipulating. A narcissist will often try to come back into your life if those backup relationships have failed, or they're not giving her enough energy, not giving her everything she wants. I'm looking for a particular one. So, with that part being said, I never contacted you. I must be crazy, huh? I must be really stupid and crazy. Because, remember, she never contacted me. She never contacted me. She never contacted me. But I'm being crazy, right?